Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. There was a very important development, how an anti-terrorism court, or ATC, in Faisalabad had sentenced 108 leaders of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI, to prison terms ranging from 3 to 10 years in relation to the May 9th, 2023 cases. I can share with you the broad summary of it. Out of the 108 people, 90 leaders have been sentenced with the argument that they were physically present in an illegal assembly on May 9th, 2023. 17 others were sentenced because they were found to have aided and abetted this crime. Keep in mind that no one has been proven to have possessed any arms. No guns, no bombs, no explosives, no shooting at anyone, no detonating of bombs or setting fires. By and large, the sentences were handed down because these people were present at specific locations on May 9th, 2023. This was determined through eyewitnesses, CCTV footage, social media posts, or geofencing. This is an important point to remember. Should we be overly surprised by this? Should I be very shocked that Pakistan used an anti-terrorism court to convict these people because this has become a pattern, a routine? So perhaps we shouldn't be that shocked, but I am surprised. And when I explain it further, you'll understand why I'm surprised. My understanding is this: the state institutions of Pakistan and Pakistan's military establishment under General Asim Munir's team urgently need to create this pressure. They have August 5th, 2025 in front of them, and they want to ensure that a sword of judgment hangs over these leaders' heads, making them believe that their appeals could be rejected. This decision also mentions that the convicts have 15 days to appeal the decision in the high courts. This means if the decision starts from July 31st, 2025, they can appeal until August 14th or 15th, 2025. And in the middle of that, on August 5th, 2025, something crucial is supposed to happen. If these people don't participate in the rallies, meetings or protests organized for August 5th, 2025, then the high courts, which are controlled by the military establishment, will likely not offer them relief. Barrister Gohar has already made a statement about this, which includes several points. One of these is that we will appeal against this decision in the high courts. We will present the details of the case to Imran Khan, and we will ask for his opinion. Should PTI remain part of the system and stay in the assemblies, or should we take to the streets for protests? Dr. Shahbaz Gill, whose podcast I listened to attentively, said it's time for Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf to leave the system. This is not the first time he has said this. I remember he had said the same earlier as well. But I had also listened to his recent vlog when he mentioned that PTI might need to step out of the assemblies. He explained that when PTI decided to step out of the assemblies in 2022, it faced a lot of criticism, but sometimes a different decision has to be made at different times. At this point, PTI has no other option. I can't assess this situation properly, because if PTI stays in the assemblies or leaves, I can't determine how effectively they can resist. If they leave the assemblies, what will they do next, especially when it comes to counteracting how the system, controlled by a military establishment, reacts to it? In a war, when one side makes a move, the other side inevitably responds. And this has been true since 2022. Imran Khan has taken initiative at every step, and the military establishment has taken actions in response to counter it. Therefore, I cannot properly assess it. Regarding the bigger picture, many of you will remember that I was one of the first, if not the first, to express my analysis right after May 9th, 2023. I think the anger against me was primarily because I gave an analysis within 48 hours of May 9th that, in my opinion, this was a scripted plan by General Asim Munir's team. The objective was to present Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, whose movement was extremely strong at the time, as a criminal organization, and to thwart their case for the Punjab and National Assembly elections. The Supreme Court at that time had been forced to submit to Imran Khan's arguments. To stop these developments, Pakistan's courts were manipulated, the media was used with the national security card, and PTI's workers were portrayed as a threat to national security. However, despite all this, PTI could not be proven to have committed any acts of violence. They couldn't prove that PTI workers shot anyone, had guns, bombs, or caused any deaths. What they did prove was that these people took to the streets, which they had been triggered to do by the actions of the authorities themselves. This bigger picture was always clear to us. Now, my problem is not with this bigger picture. My problem is with the fact that throughout history, no state institution or political party has created such a dramatic situation and failed to make a deal afterward. But Pakistan's military establishment hasn't been able to strike a deal with its political opposition despite the dire situation. There seems to be no long-term vision or future plan. This is my biggest concern as a political analyst. And I'll show you why. In the country where I am currently, Donald Trump has been constantly trying to strike deals with international trade partners such as the European Union, Mexico, Canada, China, and India. Whether it's tariffs or other measures, he continues to keep the door open for negotiations. For example, one day before, Trump imposed a 25% tariff on India, but simultaneously stated that he is negotiating a deal with India. He never closes the door on making a deal. But in Pakistan, we see that the elite has no vision of making any deal, and the situation seems even more dire when they fail to strategize for the future. Within 24 hours, they have once again shown us they lack any vision for the future. I have no doubt that General Asim Munir and his team, along with their collaborators, must have some plan in mind. They must have some framework that they are thinking about where they will do all this extremism, conduct elections and then strike a deal, either with what's left of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or force Imran Khan to accept our terms and conditions and make a deal with us. I have no doubt that they are thinking about this in their minds. The problem is that every gambler thinks, and psychology also suggests this. I recently left Las Vegas after spending 3 nights observing people's behavior at casinos. I never played these games myself, machines gaming or what they call gambling, but I kept observing their behavior. I even conducted interviews with people on the side, asking what they were thinking when they played these games. Every gambler who comes to a casino thinks he will win a big amount from the machines and leave with it. This is their basic assumption. They have this idea in their minds. I did a bit of research and learned that the machines in the Las Vegas casinos are built on a principle: the house always wins. Technically speaking, this means that the house is designed to win, and there's a built-in margin where 15% of the time the house wins and makes billions of dollars in profit. The smaller games are programmed in such a way that ordinary people keep winning small amounts, and around 82 to 86% of the time, regular people win small games. However, the larger games are always won by the Las Vegas casinos. This is built into the system. It's what's called return to player, or RTP, which is designed to give ordinary players the illusion that they're winning. The house, on the other hand, is smart enough to control the overall outcome. General Asim Munir's team is thinking along similar lines, and nature too has set up a system like this. Just like how the Las Vegas casinos are designed, nature has created a similar system. Let me give you an example where such a system fails. In 1995, there was a very famous incident when a major old commercial merchant bank in Britain, Barings Bank, collapsed. It happened because of a trader in Singapore, Nick Leeson, who was responsible for derivatives trading. Nick Leeson kept winning initially, but when he started losing on the Nikkei 225 futures, he kept thinking he could recover his losses. To do so, he made more investments using the bank's capital. Ultimately, Barings Bank lost more than its total capital, £827 million, which was around $1 billion. This was the result of a few days of speculation. As a result, Barings Bank collapsed and Nick Leeson ended up in jail. Every gambler's psychological state is similar, and General Asim Munir, along with the Sharifs, Zardaris and Asim Razi, are so far along in this game that they have no way to come back. So far, their supporters describe this fight as being against Imran Khan and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. But in my vlogs, I have said many times that this battle is far beyond Imran Khan and Tehreek-e-Insaf. The decisions made by General Asim Munir, Sharif, Zardari and Asim Razi have pushed the very framework of Pakistan's state to the brink of collapse. The entire structure of Pakistan's state is on the verge of collapse. This has never happened before. I was speaking to an expert legal personality just a day ago, and even they didn't fully understand it. They thought that another general would come and fix things, Imran Khan would be released and so on. But I don't think that will happen. I believe that every state, like every idea and every individual's life, has a shelf life. Just like a child falls down, fractures a bone, becomes sick and recovers. When an 80 or 75-year-old man gets a small injury or falls in the bathroom, he can't recover. Because everything, every idea, every state has a shelf life. To a certain extent, you can make mistakes, but there's only so much you can play with its structure. The current ruling elite of Pakistan, led by Sharif, Zardari and Asim Razi, has played with this structure too much. And I'm really worried that they're playing this game like Nick Leeson, and I don't know what the final outcome will be. What's happening now is that people, especially the educated ones in America, are starting to lose hope. I meet many educated individuals, doctors, entrepreneurs, businessmen, engineers, even some academics. While they don't say it openly, they are all starting to lose hope. They feel that there's no secure future for Pakistan. However, people are not voicing their concerns openly. Just 2 days ago, a very brilliant political analyst, Mian Motu Mustashi, who is of Pakistani origin and currently in Japan, wrote a column titled "Pakistan Fragile Existence, to Be or Not to Be." In this piece he writes, albeit reluctantly, that the existence of the Pakistani state is becoming questionable. He argues that the state wasn't formed based on the will or wishes of the people within its borders, but instead to fulfill the needs of British and Western institutions. He writes that this state has not served the Muslims, Islam, or the interests of the people. He mentions the events of Black September in 1970, where the Pakistani military used force against Palestinians in Jordan, killing around 15,000 to 25,000 Palestinians, and the massacre of Bengalis in 1971. He then goes on to mention Balochistan and the situation in Fatah. He concludes that the elite ruling the state is creating problems not only within Pakistan but across the region, in Afghanistan, India and Pakistan's internal provinces. The ruling elite is playing with everyone's future. This voice is now becoming more isolated. But if the ruling elite of Pakistan does not address these issues and provide a solution, I fear that this intellectual voice will soon become the voice of millions on the streets, especially in the marginalized provinces like Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan, and even Sindh, Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir. People are slowly starting to lose faith in the state's future. Though I remain hopeful, I fear that the situation is developing into something bigger. If this continues, it will turn into a mass movement. I understand my role as an analyst is to contribute positively to this situation. Many people criticize me, but I ask them to point out what exactly I've said wrong. No one can pinpoint anything wrong I've said. I offer analysis, not personal opinion. I have no personal or political link to Imran Khan or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. I've never benefited politically or financially from him, and I've never sought office within PTI. My only concern is for the state and its future. Unfortunately, people are under the misconception that I am against institutions, but I am not. I am against the individuals who control these institutions and are playing with the future of Pakistan. In the last 24 hours, what has happened has made the state of Pakistan even more insecure. This is how states collapse, and we are witnessing it. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.